certified OBGYN fertility specialist. And also, how exciting is this? She is the author of the newly announced book, The Lucky Egg, a guide to understanding your fertility and getting pregnant. Now, it comes out next year. She just announced it, though. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
It's so great to see you. The book is gorgeous. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But first, let's talk about infertility. And do we know why these rates are going up?
I think there are a variety of reasons. One of the most obvious is the female biological clock and the fact that we know over the past 3 decades, 4 decades, the first age that people are starting to build their families is increasing. Mm-hmm. And that's because of socioeconomic shifts. It's taking longer for people to be financially independent or maybe find that right person that they want to have children with. And unfortunately, our biology hasn't caught up to that yet. And so we know that we have decreasing egg quantity and quality as we age, and that's definitely a contributing factor. But it's also on the male side, something that's increasing in prevalence. There are studies that have documented decreasing sperm counts over the years, and we think this is because of rising rates of obesity, exposure to environmental toxins. So there's multiple factors involved here.
Let's talk about online information, because we know a majority of men and women actually go online to try and get information about infertility. What are some of the biggest myths that you hear? Why is it so bad sometimes to try and depend on the internet to get this information?
There are so many things on Instagram. It's crazy.
I think it points to the fact that there's a major knowledge gap. Most people think about their fertility when they're in high school health class, and then not again until they're actually in a situation where they're trying to get pregnant and maybe things aren't going well. And so it's almost out of fear and desperation, and also there's stigma and shame attached to it. So people aren't always talking or asking their doctors the necessary questions, and they're going online late at night and falling prey to a lot of scams and gimmicks. People with infertility are a vulnerable population, and so often they're the ones who are going to be targeted and being sold supplements. This is really harmful because not only does it waste resources like your money, but the most valuable resource, which is time.
Absolutely. So there are, it's just incredible what modern medicine has been able to accomplish when it comes to this and to building families. But it's not easy emotionally, physically, financially. As somebody who went through an egg freezing cycle, you as my doctor, you know I didn't love the process, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. How can people overcome the difficulties of it, both maybe if they're scared to take it on, but also with what it costs?
Well, I think knowledge is power, and understanding this conversation about infertility awareness is so important, because understanding that you're not alone and that it's actually so much more prevalent than what people assume is the first step. I think understanding that when you walk through the door of a fertility clinic to get testing and potentially treatment, it's not that you're going to go to the most aggressive form of treatment. Not everyone needs to do IVF. And I think there's a lot of fear and anxiety surrounding that. When it comes to financial barriers, that's a major factor as well, because we know that infertility is not universally covered. Only 23 states have an insurance mandate. And it really should be like pregnancy care, where across the board it's universal, because this is an issue that affects so many people.
Resources are obviously an issue, and access to care also can depend on where you actually live. What are some of your advice for people when it comes to advocating for coverage and just finding affordable options?
Well, one of the areas we're seeing a lot of expansion in terms of resources and coverage is through the employer-based model. So a lot of people have their health insurance through their employer, and I think it's really helpful if you go talk to your HR. I've had many patients who have really led the way in terms of expanding the coverage that's available to their colleagues.
Okay, before we let you go, we have to talk about the book. Look at this gorgeous cover. Love the colors. Tell us what you hope people take away from it. I think just hearing its tagline, understanding your fertility, how to get pregnant now, that is so enticing to people. What do you want readers to get from this?
Well, it wasn't that I set out to write this book. It felt like it demanded to be written. In my 6 years of practice, I have seen so much misinformation, confusion, and there isn't really a resource out there that's written by an actual expert in a way that's accessible and easy to understand. And I am one of those doctors that spends a lot of time online trying to educate and myth bust. And so I wanted to do that in a cohesive way and provide a resource that is really for everyone, no matter whether you're just starting out, whether you're trying to plan for the future, or if you're struggling now.
And to get a little taste of this, follow Dr. Lucky on Instagram, where she does these videos that are informative but funny, relatable. It's amazing. Thank you for coming, and congratulations on the book.
Thank you for having me.
We can't wait to see it when it's out.